Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and there's more spoilers out for Guilds of Ravnica, finally. So you know what that means, all aboard the hype train. Seriously, it's already rolling. Go, run, you're gonna miss it, run! Take my hand, I'll pull you up onto the train! Run, run faster! Now you missed it. Go see if your tickets are transferable. So first up, we've got Assassin's Trophy, and that's a Golgari color combination, which is why it has the Planeswalker watermark on it. What? Vraska is literally in the flavor text. Okay, anyway, destroy target permanent and opponent controls. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield. Ooh, not tapped, and then shuffle their library. Ooh. Wow, that is like Path to Exile level of giving your opponent a giant advantage. I don't think this is going to see much play. I really don't. I think Walk the Plank is almost a better card. It's instant speed and there's no, restriction put on it. And if you blow up a 12/12, who cares? It can have all the land they want. But the whole point of it costing 2 is to play it early game, I would think. I mean, it's not like nobody cares about cost late game, but, it's a lot less important. It's just, I wouldn't say it's a bad card, but I don't like it. So next up we've got Chromatic Lantern. Oh boy, finally getting reprinted. It's a 3 cost and lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color, and you can tap this and add 1 mana of any color. That is some aggressive fixing, which is why people are going to naturalize this. So this card is huge in Commander, absolutely huge. It was actually in Commander 2016. It was originally in Return to Ravnica, and that version is still $14 as we sit here, but those douchebags over at Card Kingdom have already ruined the set by pricing this at $6.99. Thanks, guys. Learn to set your prices correctly, you dumbasses. God, they're so pessimistic there. They were part of what was wrong with the launch of Ixalan and Amonkhet and their EVs being garbage. I mean, it was mostly Sports and More's fault by just flooding the market with like $80 boxes, but they didn't help. So yeah, I mean, you open this at the pre-release, you're golden, you use this in basically any multicolor deck, you're good. I think its value is going to continue to go up and up and up as we get more sets, because people will, be able to play without pulling this card more colors because they'll have more fixing. Then again, we've got the come-in tapped lands, and we've got the come-in tapped guild gates, so, I mean, it's going to be slow, but fixing will be very, very reliable. So, I don't know, we'll see what this does. It's fixing and ramp together. I mean, that's just good. So next up, we've got Dimir Informant. That's a 1/4 for 3. Now, 1/4s are the magic combination because they can kill something with 1 toughness, and they can block almost anything that somebody would throw out in the first 3 turns. I love 1/4s. So when it enters the battlefield, Surveil 2. So there you go. Stall out combat and then go get what you need. This is a fantastic card, especially for a common. Next up, we've got a Mythic. It's the Dream Eater. This is a flying 4/3 with flash for 6. And when it enters the battlefield, Surveil 4. Wow. And when you do, you may return target non-land permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. I mean, 4 damage in the air is not nothing. I think 6 is a little high, but you get the extra bounce spell, which is usually 1 or 2 mana. So, and then you get like the consistency. But if it costs 6, shouldn't it be your winner? Like, shouldn't that be the winner? So, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say this is a bad card, but it's not a terrifically exciting card. But boy, Surveil 4, though. If you're feeding your graveyard, or if you're just trying to get to a certain card or certain combo, wow. The fact that it can be taken down with a lightning strike, though, I mean, 3 toughness. Man, you better hope you can swing away with this. Oh, boy. I have a feeling there'll be some recursion where you can bring this back out and get Surveil again, or you can clone it, or you can flicker it, or something like that. But on its face, it doesn't look very good. Next up, can we stop with this? Here, I have magic. So this is one of those hybrid split cards or dual cards, fuse cards. I don't even care at this point. Actually, here's something that's news to me and will probably be news to most of you. You cannot cast both of these. I thought that when they stuffed 2 cards on the same card, or 2 spells on the same card, that was the mechanic. You have 2 on the same card. No, apparently they need to have the keyword fuse, which they don't. Pretty easy to not notice something that's not there as opposed to something that is there. So you can cast one or the other, and that's it. Thanks, Wizards, that's not going to be confusing at all, and I'm sure nobody will play that wrong at the pre-release or at F&M. Beyond idiotic choice from Wizards here. Unbelievable. Find is a hybrid mana black green, love that. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. So honestly, not bad. And this is a rare. And then the 6 cost sorcery speed is you may put 2 1/1 counters on a creature you control. Then all creatures get -4/-4 until end of turn. Ooh. Well, those two have next to nothing to do with each other, but I mean, okay. I mean, Golgar is going to want to take stuff out of the graveyard and put it directly into play. That's kind of the point. I mean, you know, Rise from the Grave is a card that's legal right now. So putting them back in your hand, I mean, if they have a cool ETB or they have like a self-sacrifice ability or something, okay, I get that. And then the Sweeper, I mean, you'll not guarantee that one of your creatures will survive, but it's incredibly likely. And then right after you pop this off, swing away, except you have -4 attack that turn, so you might be doing 0. It's kind of neat. I mean, it's almost a board wipe, but it costs 6. I mean, just cast a real board wipe, although Bantu's just cycled out. I hope we get a black board wipe. I really do. And, well, we just lost Fumigate, too, actually. And the Amonkhet one, there's not much left. We actually really need to see some board wipes. But, yeah, this is, I mean, 6 and sorcery, and it's just like a Languish with a little bonus. It costs a lot. I don't love it, but I think just for the find it would be cool. And then if you had the mana and you really needed to sweep everything, you could go to Finality, I guess. It just doesn't strike me as that exciting, but a lot of these cards I think are supposed to be in context. Like, they're supposed to work with other things. So next up we got Fresh-Faced Recruit. Oh boy, it's red-white hybrid and 1 generic. As long as it's your turn, it has first strike, and it's a 2/1. That is actually pretty good. That'll shut down some stuff. I mean, you can kill anything with 2 toughness without losing him. Boy, for a common, that's pretty good. And the flexible mana, I mean, this is a really decent card, and it's a human soldier. I have a feeling humans or soldiers or both will be like a pretty good tribal eventually. Next up, he is back, Goblin Electromancer, so I think these were getting upwards of like $1, $1.50. Not no more, they're printing this at common, which I think it was common the last time around. But, yeah, it's your typical Goblin Wizard. Izzet colors, oh boy, 2/2, and instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less. I hate this thing. This is a Storm enabler. I hate Storm. I'm not even saying Storm will be a thing in Standard. It kind of will with like charge counters and how many went to the graveyard and all the draw. But just, everybody's going to have to run 4 toughness creatures to play around Izzet decks, and that pisses me off. Well, this can let them play even bigger removal that does maybe like 5 damage or something, or at least 4, or, you know, some kind of X like Heat Ray or something. I'm sure that'll be coming back. I really hate this card, and I already hate Izzet. I'm already calling for Izzet to be banned, and we don't even have the deck list or the rest of the cards spoiled. I can already tell that they made it overpowered. Although there is one redeeming quality to Izzet, and it's this card, Hypothesizzle. That is one of the greatest spell names I've ever seen. So, it costs 5, it's an instant, draw 2 cards, that's what we need Izzet to do, yeah, draw 2 cards, and I'm sure this will cost 1 less. Then you may discard a non-land card. When you do, Hypothesizzle does 4 damage to target creature. Oh, that's what we need, direct unblockable damage, although it's not to your face, so, okay. A partial removal spell while giving them more ammunition. It costs 5, that's ridiculous, but I mean, draw 2 and removal in 1. If you think you can get to 5, you're going to be playing this. And I think with the amount of draw that Izzet has, they're going to get 5 lands down pretty easily. So I think this will be played, but it's kind of borderline. Next up, we've got Izoni Thousand-Eyed. It's 2 generic, 2 black, 2 green. Pretty nice. Legendary creature, Elf Shaman. Good. I don't want 2 of these out. It's a 2/3, and it has Undergrowth. So when it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 black and green insect creature token, oh boy, for each creature card in your graveyard. Wow, you can have an empty board state after they blew up everything you brought into play, and then just drop this in and have a fresh army. That is pretty nuts. And if you pay 2, sacrifice another creature, you gain 1 life and draw cards. So this is the comeback card. This is like the I've got 6 mana and I'm losing the game comeback card. So pretty darn good. I think people are going to see the 2/3 and be like, or oh, 1/1s, Goblin, Chain Whirler, Plague Mirror, But honestly, I think this is pretty good. It's not amazing, it's just pretty good. I mean, gaining life while drawing cards while having a standing army blocking, and then you can block with a creature and then use that ability in response at instant speed. Ooh, this is pretty good. Next up, March of Multitudes. This is double white, 1 green, and X. Oh boy, it's mythic and it has Convoke. Get ready for this one. Buckle up your seatbelts, everybody. Oh boy, create X11 white soldier creature tokens with lifelink. Okay, that's actually not outrageous. I mean, that's basically just like, almost double your army. Or, I mean, if you have 3 lands in play, double your army, tap everything. And then the ones that come in aren't tapped and they have lifelink. So this is an automatic include in any token flood deck. So I have a feeling with all the cards like this and this being their mechanic, which is, you know, token flood and creature flood, I guess, with Convoke, I think Huatli's going to go through the roof price-wise. It's kind of a shame that we lost Appeal to Authority since it was in the Hour of Devastation set, but then again, it would be outright broken in this deck. So next up, we've got Niv-Mizzet Parun. I don't know what a Parun is. I think last time I looked it up, it was some kind of title for a leader or something. They might as well just put Prime Minister on it or Queen of England. Who cares? Leader of the Izzet Guild, Niv-Mizzet. Or as I like to call him, Nivy-Mizzy Izzy. So Izzy the Lizzie here costs 3 red, 3 blue, 0 generic, so that'll be fun. This spell can't be countered. That's fantastic. As if you would try to run counter spells against Izzet. It's a legendary creature, Dragon Wizard. That's nice. And it has flying. So, I mean, yeah, flying 5/5 for 6 when you're color locked to crap with this. Okay. And whenever you draw a card, Niv-Mizzet Parun deals 1 damage to any target. That's annoying. That's what we need, is to reward them for doing Izzet crap. I'm already sick of Izzet and nobody's even built the damn deck yet. Well, that's not true. Enigma Drake. Whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell, you draw a card. What the hell? Any player at all. So you destroy this thing and that goes on the stack and they get a card, which actually could be a counterspell. That's nice. Hashtag ban the overpowered Izzet deck already. I mean, this costs 6. That's utterly ridiculous, but like I said, if they draw enough cards and run enough control, they'll get there. And this is like Planeswalker level bad, so it'll dominate. Next up is Response and Resurgence. I still don't know what preposition or article or whatever to put between those two. It's an instant speed, hybrid 2, and then regular 5. I guess that's the theme they're going with. And the first one is, let me tilt my head, hold on. Response deals 5 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. You might as well just like destroy it with a similar spell or seal away or something. So Resurgence costs 5 in sorcery speed, and it should be. Creatures you control gain first strike and vigilance until end of turn. That's a fun combination. And then after this main phase, there is an additional combat phase followed by an additional main phase. Hey, remember when I said that Mentor is complete garbage and swinging with a 4/2 and expecting it to survive is idiotic? And then I said, well, they're going to have to do something to, like, give them all indestructible first strike, some kind of fog, or something. There's got to be something else to it. Well, here it is. You swing, get Mentor, and then Response blows away a blocker, or you swing after casting Resurgence and first strike Vigilance and an extra combat phase. So Vigilance and an extra combat phase, damn, they're getting hit hard. I mean, this is the most roundabout, confusing, stupid way to give them double strike, because that's basically all you're really sort of doing. I mean, 2 combat phases and double strike are distinctly different, but in effect, mathematically, they're very similar. If somebody plays this, they're probably just going to get hit by Settle the Wreckage, and then they're going to sit there, like, looking sad during their additional combat phase. But I mean, honestly, this is what Mentor needed. I like white. I really don't ever play red, so I'm not really planning on playing the Mentor deck or really putting it in any deck. So I mean, I'm not that excited, but it looks pretty good. So next up, Sumala Woodshaper. She's 1 white, 1 green, 2 generic. Elf Druid 2/1. Oh, she better do something good for that crap stat. Let's see. When she enters battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or enchantment card from among them and put it in your hand. So it's free selective draw. That's cool. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Yeah, because it's so easy to randomize 3 cards randomly. Just let me stack them in whatever the hell order I want. I'm not going to get down that far in my deck anyway, and I'm probably going to shuffle the next turn. I don't need some judge getting called over at a frickin' GP because, oh, I didn't randomize the 3 cards randomly enough. Oh, gee, let me just shuffle them for you, you angle-shooting asshole. So yeah, free fetcher. I mean, it's a 2/1 for 4 that does absolutely nothing afterwards. I would not put this in my deck because what's the point? I mean, you get a bonus creature and it's an elf ooh, it can almost do something in combat, and then you go get something you actually needed, but oh wait, you wasted all your mana this turn. So I don't really like this. Then again, 4 is a lot, but still, I really don't like this. Next up, Sunhome Stalwart. It's a 2/2 for 2, first strike and mentor. There we go, a good mentor card. Now we're talking. And remember, you can kind of cascade mentor. I mean, if you swung with a 4/2, you could drop the counter on this one, and then this mentor could drop the counter on something else. Although they might have to be simultaneous triggers that consider its power before you put the counter on from the other mentor, but I could be wrong. I'd actually have to read the ruling because I could see that going either way. But yeah, a first strike 2/2 for 2 with mentor, that is damn good. Next up is Daring Saboteur. Whisper Agent. So I like the color flexibility, especially with flash there. That's pretty nice. So it has flash and Surveil 1. That's pretty cool. So you would throw this in, block with it, and almost definitely lose it, but hopefully take something with it. Honestly, the Pirate with Death Touch and Flash is just better. 3 damage is not enough to guarantee that this will take something out. So with the whole, ooh, I'm an assassin, I'm going to flash it in and take out a creature thing, not very reliable. It's almost better to just be like, I'm a 3 attacker, and I have pseudo haste because I'm just going to flash it in on my opponent's end step, and then, oh, look, it can attack on my turn. I love surprise ambushes, but I don't think Surveil 1 makes up for the fact that you just wasted 3 mana to, drop this in and maybe get rid of something, I guess. I'd rather just have a 3-cost kill spell, to be perfectly honest. This is more flexible, kind of, but a kill spell can take down a Gulta, and this can't, so I don't know. Oh, and would you look at that? That's the last one for now. So, some interesting spoilers. Izzet just looks worse and worse and worse by the day. I don't know why Wizards feels the need to be like, oh, well, they're working for Bolas along with the Golgari, and oh, they're the bad guys, so we're going to make them horrifically overpowered and obnoxious as hell to play against at FNM, because it matches the lore and the story and the flavor. Take the lore and shove it up your ass, okay? I am sick of playing against spell spamming storm bullshit. If you guys don't believe me about how bad this deck is going to be, then you clearly have not played on Arena lately, because without even launching GRN, it's a pretty powerful, annoying deck right now. Just a turbo draw engine launching spells at your face, and every time they launch a spell, 3 triggers go off. If you don't realize how annoying that is, I can't help you. Apparently you didn't play when, the other Ravnica sets were legal. Just mark my words, it is going to be extremely, extremely toxic to the meta. I can smell OP mechanics a mile away, and Izzet is stankin'. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more awesome spoilers. I'm so excited and can't wait for the release of this trash. Honestly, if it wasn't for Izzet, the rest of this looks fantastic. It looks very, dynamic, interesting, unique. There's a lot of options, a lot of decisions, a lot of, interesting different cards and stuff you can do to mess with the game state without any of it really being horrifically overpowered. And, as bad as Convoke looks to some people, board wipe, sweeper, they're done, game over, all their creatures died. They're holding a bunch of cards they can't cast. That always was the problem with Convoke decks. So yeah, everything but Izzet looks fun, but the worst menace is, I'm hearing, and I'm still too lazy to check, blue-white control, none of it's cycling out, or at least nothing that anybody gives a crap about. Oh no, we're losing Glimmer. There's, literally something worse from GRN. So they're gonna have to ban Search for Azcanta or Teferi, one of the two. I vote for, at this point, looking at Guilds of Ravnica, I would say ban Teferi. But as it sits right now, if you want to gut the deck while still making it obnoxious and partially playable, get rid of Search for Azcanta. You cannot give a control deck that runs 8 of Fog that much reliability, because they're always going to pull a Fog when they need it, and they're always going to pull a Counterspell when they need it, and they're always going to pull a board wipe when they need it. You can't give them that much recurring scry. It's too powerful. Oh, and Search for Azcanta with Izzet? Utterly ridiculous. So yeah, they should have just fixed it last time so that we could all play Magic right now, get rid of Chain Whirler and get rid of Search, and then just kind of go with it with the new set and cross your fingers and hope Izzet doesn't ruin it for everybody. Now they're just going to have to wait for the Guilds of Ravnica Pro Tour and then ban something from it. So, if they want to sell something, they're going to have to ban blue-white control, because none of the blue-white control cards are from Guilds of Ravnica. We got some commons and uncommons that could maybe go in it. That's it. None of the major mechanics or archetypes are going into that deck. And if nothing can beat that deck and nobody can play their deck, everybody's going to build that deck. Oh, and separately, Nexus of Fate absolutely needs to be banned. So there is a lot of fixing they're going to need to do either before this release, which I think is actually impossible, or very shortly after it. And remember, like 3-4 weeks after, not a lot of people are buying it. Nobody's going to just turn around and buy it all of a sudden. People are kind of over it at that point, and all the prices crashed. So, ooh, should have fixed it last ban cycle, Wizards. So on that cheery note, I'll see you guys next video.